I'm Jason, 42 years old, and I've been married to Taylor, who's 39, for 6 long years. We're the parents of twin 6-year-old daughters, and I can't believe how rocky our relationship has become over the past year. It's been nothing but constant bickering, arguing, and full-blown fights over just about everything. We haven't been intimate for at least 4 months now, and Taylor has become increasingly irritated with everything I do. The fact that we both work from home means we're constantly in each other's company, which has added fuel to the fire. Taylor's always on her phone, texting away, and she's even started hiding it from me when I'm around. Then came the moment when she asked me to leave the house for the weekend, taking our girls with me so she could have some alone time. It stung. This house was my father's legacy to me, built by the two of us when I was just a teenager, shortly before my mother passed away from ovarian cancer. I couldn't help but tell Taylor that I didn't feel comfortable being kicked out of my own home. I suggested she take the car or go for a walk if she needed some space, but that suggestion turned into a massive argument. She accused me of being selfish and uncaring about her needs. In the end, I gave in and agreed to leave the house for the weekend, taking our kids to my sister's place in the next town over. So, that weekend, before embarking on a 4-hour drive to my sister's, I took my daughters to the park to tire them out so they'd sleep during the drive. We played for about half an hour, and then I loaded them into the car. 10 minutes into the drive, one of my daughters started crying about her favorite toy that was missing. I thought we might have left it at the park, so we turned around to look for it, but it wasn't there. That's when I realized it was probably still at home. I pulled back into the driveway, leaving the car running with the air conditioning on and their beloved Wiggles songs playing. I figured I'd dash inside to grab the toy quickly, but as soon as I entered the house, I was met with a scene that will haunt me forever. There was Taylor, naked, straddling another man on our living room sofa. It took me a moment to process what I was looking at. I lost it, yelling at Taylor and launching myself at the man so I could punch his face off. I didn't know the guy, never seen him before. Taylor jumped between us and blocked me, and we were both screaming at each other. She demanded to know why I'd come back to the house, which snapped me out of my rage as I remembered my daughters waiting in the car. I told Taylor that I had returned for our daughter's toy, even though I could see that the naked man was sitting on it with his bare ass on the sofa. Disgusting. I opted to grab a different toy from our daughter's room, made a mental note to burn the one that was in contact with the naked man, and possibly the entire sofa, too. As I left the house, I told Taylor that our marriage was over and she needed to leave. Taylor had finished her screaming by then and stood silently in the living room doing her best to cover up, while the other guy sat awkwardly on the couch avoiding eye contact. She reached out to me as I got to the front door and asked if we could please just talk about this. I said she can contact me through my lawyer from this point forward, and then I left. I drove the 4 hours to my sister's house, crying the entire way while listening to Hot Potato by the Wiggles on repeat. My daughter complained that I had brought her the wrong toy. I told my sister about what happened, and she didn't seem surprised by Taylor's actions. She had never been a fan of her sister-in-law, and she started giving me advice on lawyers and the divorce process based on her own experience with her own separation a few years back. I'm still in complete shock about everything that's happened. I'm furious with Taylor for betraying my trust, especially since she asked me to leave my own home so she could bring another man over to cheat on me. I'm embarrassed, and I feel emasculated. I can't wait to end this marriage. It's heartbreaking to think about how our daughters will suffer the fallout of her infidelity. How could my wife act so selfishly? Despite the pain, despite how much Taylor's betrayal hurts, I can't change what happened. All I can do now is get through the divorce and raise my daughters as best I can. Thanks for listening to my story.